round count, Blaze. But this next matchup, if the prediction from the chat, because I've been watching that counter, is anything like how this match is going to go, you and I might blink and miss this next matchup.
We might blink and miss it. I think when it came down to prediction, we were looking at the channel points. When I last saw it, it was 450K to 15K. Okay,
it's up over. It's 1 million to 48. It's okay, 1 million to 48,000.
Well, that says that the entire chat and everybody is 100% going for Rebel. And you know what, chat? You guys, hey, as we know, you were the second best when it came down to predicting which teams were going to win these matches. Were you tied? Okay,
I was tied for second. All right, I was the first loser. I was the first loser along with chat behind you. But look, you know why the chat's probably voting so hard for him for Elevate?
Why
it's not even the LATAM connection. Well, it has something to do with the LATAM connection, but it's that new look Rebel roster. They have a brand new player on that roster. The King of Mexico has come over from the Pittsburgh Knights, ladies and gentlemen. And not only, I said it a lot last year, and Danny knows I mean well when I say this about him. I think I didn't see the same fire in Identivez. I didn't see the same I want to beat everybody all the time Identivez last season.
I didn't either.
Everything I've seen out of Rebel so far this season, Blaze, has told me that Danny kept a list of names of people that he lost 1vs to, and he's just scratching them muggers off of that list one after the next.
And I feel bad for the people that's on his list. You know, I was watching his IG stories and stuff, and you know, Danny was going through it, and he is looking for blood. He is hungry. He got something to prove, and he got 3 players around him who are super talented, and they've been trying to rise to the top of Gears Esports as well. When it comes down to Kardia and Crack, that duo has been together for a very long time. And now you put together Identivez with Demon to create this frontline slaying duo for Rebel. We've already seen them win one emergence day already. This team is the real deal. But, Colin, in the new squad of Elevate, they do got some contenders that they're about to play against here.
They have a hell of a contender coming up against them. Look, Elevate is a former squad known as Old Men, and Old Men actually qualified from that LCQ, from the Last Chance qualifier tournament. And if you take a look at this roster, there's some very familiar faces and names that you should definitely be able to notice right off the bat. Shock and Detox, way back in the day when they were on Pioneers GG, they put on a show. They surprised everybody, and I believe finished top 6 or top 8 in that major. Tidy, he comes over from Hive, one of the stalwarts of that squad. He had 2 very high finishes way back in season 1 of Gears 5 when it came to the back-to-back land finishes where they were making those loser bracket runs. And he has his partner in crime from Hive, and that's going to be Demise. Yep. So 2 old duos come together to make a squad of 4. And this is a fearsome foursome, if you ask me, man. They're nobody to really be played with, especially if they can start getting the momentum back under their feet and start rolling against people.
Oh, man, you hit the nail on the head, Colin. You know, Shock and Detox from the last time that, you know, they were on Rise, they placed really high. They've been kind of, you know, relegating to get to this point once again. And they got 2 members who was on Hive last season, Tidy and Demise. And I gave Tidy and Demise so much praise when they were on Hive because they stepped up their gameplay. They've been stepping up their gameplay over the last 3 seasons, getting better and better. You already saw the picture of Demise, okay? He's been eating his Wheaties. He's been hitting the gym this offseason, and he is ready to be one of the main slayers for this squad. So I can't wait to see how they're all going to come together under this Elevate banner, and it's going to be fun to see.
I think we have a very interesting player matchup in this one, too. I really love to kind of see how these players have evolved from how they first came onto the scene. And in this matchup between Elevate and Rebel, we have Identivez versus Shock. And I think that matchup really does kind of make sense if you ask me. Both players can pop off. They both can make those very clutch highlight reel type plays. And both players have historically either been an IGL or have kind of been that vocal, emotional leader for squads, dating back to the way back when he was on E United and then Allegiance with Shock. Identivez all the way back when he was Splice and Ronin and then with PK and now with Rebel. So I love the way that even though their stats might look like they're in favor favor of Identivez. These players fill very similar roles, don't they, Blaze?
Oh, they 100% do. You know, I remember when Shock ended up playing in that regional event with Optic Gaming for the very first time, and he was rocking that front spine, slaying out people with his duo and mental. And, you know, he really broke out into the scene. From there, he just continues to grow as a player. And now he is a leader. He is a big time slayer. And I'm looking for Shock to really make some big moves here for this squad. You know, and Identivez, as we talked about earlier in the show, he has something to prove. And that's a scary Identivez, man. You know, he's been sitting comfortably with the best team in Latin America for a very long time, a team that was built around him. We've watched him play in finals. We watched him on the biggest stage with the biggest crowd in the last LAN event that we had there. And you know, now it's time to mix it up for him, okay? And so he's hungry, and I cannot wait to see him play this season.
Hey, look, I think Identivez, at the end of the day, Pittsburgh Knights, they made kind of that show biz, not show friends decision where they said, Identivez, you're not showing it. We got to get rid of you. We got to cut this down to 4v4. And now Identivez is probably looking to make them regret that decision tenfold over. But first and foremost, they've got to get a win right here. Rebel has got to start off hot. And let's see how they decided to go about their fight against Elevate and the pick and bans between these two teams, because you know that both teams are trying to formulate their best possible strategy. Rebel, they come out hot on Harbor. So what we would have seen in a map 3 is now our map number 1. We go into a map we didn't even see in the possible cycle, Asylum, finishing up with District. Blaze, is there any surprise there, or does Rebel look like it's stacked to be in their favor?
Oh man, I think the first 2 maps are looking good here for Rebel. They're a talented team on Asylum as well, even though they're going to be their opponent's map pick. This is going to be a close series, Colin. What stands out to you?
I think the thing that stands out to me is Asylum being picked by Elevate. You have some really good players. Hive was very good at Asylum. I never really got to see a lot of those teams with Shock and Detox really set the meta or set the pace, so maybe Tidy and Demise have given them some insight on how to play Asylum. But make no mistake about it, Crack, Kardia, Demon, and Identivez are 4 of the best players in the world consistently on a map like Asylum. I'm not sure how you make that your first map pick against this team, because I know how good all 4 of those players are. Maybe you might be afraid to see them on a completely different map, but that's what stands out to me. I just don't know how you make that pick. I know you are probably picking your poison. Do we want to play them on a map that we might feel a little bit more comfortable on? Maybe we might be happier to see them on. But look, ladies and gentlemen, we got to go straight into the predictions here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, first and foremost, I've probably already tipped my hand when it came to the predictions. I have given a lot of love to Rebel. And one of the things I got to say when I pick this team of Rebel is one of the reasons I pick them is because I think finally with all the star power that Rebel has on that squad, Inc. is never going to have to ask, when does Rebel play on mainstream anymore? I think we finally stopped it.
I think we did as well, okay? He will always know when Rebel's going to play, because based off how this squad has been playing so far, I think that they're going to be in the spotlight for a while during the season. But hey, this is their Pro League debut, and I got to go with Rebel 2 as well, man. I think Rebel comes out, they win this series against Elevate. They impressed me from what I saw out of these guys throughout Emergence Day. Now, oh man, they did qualify through relegation in that tournament there with challenger points to get to this moment. But I want to see this squad. How good are they on day 1 of the Pro League, okay? Because we know how good they used to be on all their old squads, and we saw them play to qualify to this moment, but I want to see them play against some top teams right now and show us what they're really made out of.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've already joked about it. I'm pretty sure we know how the chat is going to predict this matchup between Rebel and Elevate, and if I see an Elevate thing pop up, I guess I'm going to have to call like the My Pillow guy or something. But right now we see the Rebel side pick up. Thank goodness. Because it was at one point, it was like 1 million to like 50K. And I'm looking at these channel points and I'm like, yo, who has 1 million channel points? Like, who is spending this kind of channel point money?
Like, who's going all on black right now? Okay. Like,
it was Oprah Winfrey in the chat. It was like, you get this 16,000 channel points. You get 16,000 channel points. But look, ladies and gentlemen, all the jokes aside, we got to get serious because we've gotten word that the map is loading. We're going to Harbor first and foremost. This is a throwback to Gears 4. For all of you that weren't really sticking with us through those Pro League qualifiers. Shame on you, number one. But number two, a couple of maps have returned from the old cycles. You see the return of Foundation. You also see the return of Harbor. And these maps, comfort zones for people. They have played on them 1.5 billion times. So Winch, drop shot, that top side of the map, even down to that mid-neutral. These are going to be fights that these players are very accustomed to taking to, and we're going to have to be able to see how these teams take these initial fights. But Rebel and Elevate, they're about to kick things off here at the Shipyard, and I think it's going to be a very interesting one, to say the least, Blaze.
Yeah, no, it is indeed. And let's not forget, Exhibit is back in the cycle as well. It wasn't here during the last Pro League, but Exhibit 4v4 made it back in the rotation. But here we go, Colin, kicking this one off on Harbor. Shock's gonna be our main man, as he's gonna he's gonna end up taking Winch, and he's gonna get this lantern angle towards the back of his opponents as his teammates are pushing up. It's not gonna be good enough, as Identivez and Demon, they're gonna pick up 2 kills on the top side, and they're gonna find the 3rd player as well.
Couple of good kills come out. Now they've got Demise all by himself. They're going to be lancering him from the mid-winch. He's going to go down, and he's going to fall into the hill, which is going to reset the timer, allow Detox to come off of respawn, getting into the hill, trying to get that decap, which he does. Now you're going to see a second player there. It's going to be Tidy, I believe, joining him. They have to find some of these kills here sooner rather than later if they want to not get triple cap dominated. Shock is going to try everything and anything in his power to get any of these kills. Feet shield in the hands of Demon. And a little stat padding there, but we finally find ourselves our first triple cap domination of this matchup. 1-0 for Rebel.
Yo, big plays there for Rebel there to get this one kicked off. They won their team fight, and then they pressed towards their opponent's home hill, and they won they won the second team fight of the round and end up getting a trip cap domination. Detox tried to get in there and retake it, but he didn't have a teammate close enough to him, as the rest of his squad was getting distracted by some Lancer fire coming through mid-map. Now, when it comes down to weapon placements, these actually the lower secondaries are usually prioritized first with Botox, and we're going to end up seeing a mismatch. You see, Elevate prioritizing down low, but on the flip end, the boys of Rebel, they want to put this Botox up top close to Stern and Winch.
See now, second round, how these teams decide to play this, how they're going to have to come into these next fights, and Elevate's going to have to change something. They're going to have to change something, because losing 3 people off of the rip is not going to win you any rounds anytime soon. And you can see already Elevate sends 2 people top side of the map, trying to Lancer down to that mid-winch fight. You're going to have that mid-neutral already being taken over by Rebel. That's going to be a long way to Lancer if you are Elevate, to stop them from getting the 2-1 no cap, but they're not going to be able to get it just yet. Now you see them pushing back in. Danny's going to try his hand at that first fight, but he's not going to get anything. He's going to go down. They're going to let him bleed out. There's the finish as well. 4v3 on the map. Rebel has to be careful not to get overwhelmed right here by the numbers advantage of Elevate, but it looks like Elevate, they might be a little slow to the punch. They're not really getting anywhere quickly. They need to make sure that they don't allow Rebel to get their 4th player back off of respawn and get back into the defensive position.
Yeah, and that, you know what, it comes down to Demise and Shock being aggressive here. They have a teammate on Winch, and that's going to be Tidy. And Tidy has these lantern angles, but they need to get aggressive enough to push back those players of Rebel so to be able to get towards that B hill. If that doesn't work, push out towards your opponent's spawn. And that's what we saw Tidy and Detox do. They said, all right, guys, we need a hill. We can't let them come off respawn when we didn't handle 4v3 for the last 30 seconds. They push on over. They get CD cap. They're going to get the kills on their side of the map as well. And Elevate with composure here in round number 2 is looking like they're going to pull away with a trip cap domination because of it. Maybe not.
Not yet, not just yet. Elevate, though, they're losing player after player. They're going to let him bleed out. There's the finish on him. 3 players dead. Tiny's back off of respawn now. Shock is going to go for those 2 up A's, trying to get it down. There's the back A. He gets 2 downs. And this is the kind of leadership out of Shock you can be expecting to see. Shock never gives up. It doesn't matter how bleak it may look. He is going to continue to fight out every possible inch of every single round. He gets some help from Detox with another down on to Demon. They're going to be able to clean him up. 2-1 hill advantage still in favor of Elevate. They're going to continue to get these kills right here, which is going to continue to put them in position to go up and make it a 1-1 tie ball game after 2 rounds. And I mean, this is the kind of answer you needed. If you were an Elevate fan, this is what you needed to see out of them. This is the kind of answer, and this is the kind of play style they need to have. I mean, this is highly impressive plays.
Highly impressive indeed, man. Off the back of Shot getting those 3 consecutive kills, his team knew exactly where rotation needs to be made. Tidy has anchored towards the winch. He's been crossing down low. They've successfully defended their home hill, continuously staggering Rebel off the respawns. They've made this second round easy from the mid round towards the late game, and you know, they're gonna get this one all tied up 1-1, Colin.
Beautiful second round there by Elevate, able to get the retake early in the round and then put the pressure onto Rebel. And one of the things that, again, we talked about in that first matchup comes back to bite Rebel in the butt is the fact that Elevate saw that they were going with that same mid-neutral strategy where they were going to send somebody to that winch, then they overloaded the bottom side of the map, whereas Elevate said, let's send 2 people all the way to the top, get those extra Lancer angles into the fight and get those downs. They end up getting the down there at the winch on Danny, then they got a second down all the way at the bottom on Kardia, which really puts them in a position to get the retake and get away with that B hill. And then all they have to do is stack up, play defense. Well, they overextend, they almost get a triple cap, and it helps win them the round. I mean, everything Elevate did that round was with a purpose and was to perfection and ended up getting them a round.
It was beautiful work there towards the late game, man. And let's see if they can do it again. Both squads choosing to upgrade their secondaries to retros, but with the mismatch here, that's going to set one team up to be able to put down a heavy power weapon center line if need be, but we'll see who that might be if it comes down to it. Beautiful back A from Crack. Detox is going to clean them up, but Demon cleans up Detox. Man advantage here for Rebel, and they're going to make it a 2-man advantage. Danny quickly changes target to help his teammate down low so he can capture the B hill. And the rest of his remaining squad members, they thought about overextending towards a home hill, but they're going to choose to set up in a 2-to-1 hill with 2 hills to their name, and they're looking good right now. Great initial there for Rebel.
See any Shock, I believe Detox as well. They're going to try to rotate top side of the map. Demise is kind of stuck in his position. I'd like to see them probably rotate that retro out of there. Try to get the retro into a fight that it can actually take. Demon's going to have to roll back. 3-man push from Elevate. They're not going to be able to get any of these kills. They do get a down there on Detox. Now you see the extra shot in. Detox will get that first kill. Good little icebreaker by Elevate. They're going to go for this retake very quickly. You see, though, the sneaky play by Danny. Already over at C, making sure that they don't get triple cap dominated. They've got a Mr. Krabs play going right now. Tidy has to find himself a hill very quickly, but he's going to go down before he gets there. Beautiful job by Rebel to get that 3rd round under their belt.
What a response there. And, you know, Elevate on a retake, top stern. Somebody placed a flash perfectly to stun the Retro Lancers in the fire that was coming through for them to get those kills. But as you saw, Identivez was like, you know what, let me just go ahead towards the home hill, go past you guys, and just, you know, perform the 200 IQ play there and just working smarter, not harder. Rebel locks in their 3rd round. Now, do we get shocks or do we get another weapon built up? And Elevate at this moment say, you know, we're okay with having this Retro Lancer down low. It's time for us to start to build up another weapon, especially with that shot grenade going down for Rebel. You have to almost always mirror a shot grenade on the map for the secondary. Being down behind a placement can get you behind.
Now we're going to see the fight break out. Detox will have the winch top side of the map. Meanwhile, it's a 2v2. Lancer angles out. Crack is going to have to go down to Shock. Shock with picture-perfect accuracy out of the Lancer. There's a couple of downs. Danny's going to move up. He's going to find one. Danny now goes to the back A. Won't be able to find anybody there. He goes down. Detox and Demise pushing across the map. They're trying to get over to that home hill. Demise cleaning up the mid-neutral. Detox along with Tidy have now rotated across the backside of the map. Triple cap domination coming through. You see they can do with this. They're going to go try to get their home hill back, and you see Detox having to back out. They have a little bit of an elevation advantage right here. They can shoot over those covers. Detox tries to pull up and find himself one, but Shock off of respawn with the Boltok will save his teammate for now.
Woo, Shock. He's anchoring down here top stern. He's going to have to back up, knowing that he had multiple players around him. He almost thought about going for the 1v1. But just going to choose to slow it down. Now, the rest of his teammates, they've already pressed through B, so they are able to pull multiple Rebel members across the map in a different location. Demise picked up a kill there on Identivez, so his team has a man advantage. He's communicated that to him. Elevate, they just got to find an opening. They're going to push up this top ramp. I do believe they may have one more flash to utilize, but it will not be on the top side of this fight.
Like they're already going for the decap. They're actually going for a home-to-home stretch. You can see how Demon was trying to pull somebody into a bad fight. Wasn't able to get either player to actually take the 1v. So they Lancer him out, 2v1 him, and now Detox waits for Kardia to try to go for that shot. Cleans him up. Picture perfect round by Elevate. They're going to cross that 200-point threshold. And they're going to be well on their way to tying this up once again, going to 2-2. And be able to try to make this very interesting going into the second half. And I don't think Rebel really has a leg to stand on. It's so late in the round right now that by the time you get all the way across the map, it's going to be too little too late. So I believe we can chalk this one up, but it's going to take a Herculean effort to be able to come away with this round.
Yeah, it really would. And you know what? That effort is not going to happen this round. We're all tied up here, folks. 2-2 with both these squads. And we didn't see the same mirror weapon placements, but I will say in this given moment, as we enter the second half, and you know, this is also where Rebel can put his weapon down center line up top if they want to, since they have the shot grenade built up. Their opponent has to catch up to them, or they can even get something down low for their home hill player. But whoever's playing at home hill for Rebel, he's not even stressing not having a power weapon down low.
Blaze, let me give a quick shout out real quick. I actually love this graphic right here in the lower third. Fire and Ice versus Team Queso is going on. It's one of our side matches, but they're actually promoting one of the players, streaming the match himself, twitch.tv/exploits, if you want to check out Fire and Ice versus Team Queso. But, of course, let's make sure that we have ourselves a little multi-stream going on. You keep your eyes right here glued to Elevate versus Rebel. It's 2-2. It's going to be a hell of a second half. Downs coming out so far. Elevate trying to find another one. They've already got one on the Danny, which really cleans out the initial tip of the spear for Rebel. And now Elevate is actually swarming these last couple of players for Rebel. They are going to find themselves another quick initial win, and they might even be able to put the pressure on the triple cap domination here soon.
Oh man, Crack tried to get him, but you see the M bar is going to connect from downtown. Detox, one of our best long-range marksmen in the league. We've seen him put the long shot to work for years. And, you know, he is equally as good with the M bar. So another round goes over towards Elevate. And now that's going to be a break round for him. They pull away here with the lead.
Now we see the M-Bar up top, the Hammy versus the Shock, and then the Retro down bottom. Elevate does have the secondary rifles. Meanwhile, Rebel has decided to go with just the Shock and that M-Bar in the place. Now Elevate will update theirs to a Shock as well. So both teams with a utility grenade in the back pocket. I believe Rebel might try to go to build their secondary. There they go with the Boltok down at the bottom of the map. Once again, this is basically going to...
That was a must-win round there for Rebel, too, by the way. They had to get that one, especially having that shot grenade. Now it's going to be even Stevens. Their opponent's going to have a shot grenade as well. Even though it's a mismatch Retro Lancer for Boltok, the Boltok has headshot potential down low.
Flashes out, Detox into the area. You can see the Shock sitting over the hill, stopping anybody from getting the power weapon. Crack and Demon will get that first kill. Now Danny up top. He has to worry about Detox. A couple of bounces and Detox gives him the shimmy shake and the slip. He's going to go down to the second player though. Kardia will have the down on him and the M-Bar, but that was a beautiful exchange by Detox to even come away with that first kill.
Yeah, but he slipped. This roll gave away the second kill. Now E-Hill is still locked in here for Rebel on the flip end. Shock rotated down low to help out Demise on top of the home hill. They'll be able to take out Crack. But the M-Bar from downtown Kardia finds one. And he's going to be able to stay alive here. And he's going to keep this M-Bar at the highest point of the map so he can get call-outs for his teammates and he can be in the most advantageous position. That's going to be 2 more kills locked in there for Rebel. They know where one of the last members are. Ooh, almost was about to thread the needle there, Colin.
You see him trying to just charge up, try to find that little spot to hit Detox. There's the wide angle Nasher shot on the down. There's the cleanup. 2-1 hill advantage still in favor of Rebel. They're going to continue to push down here. They have to tie it up. They've got to find this third round to be able to make themselves have a good chance at winning this first map. over 150 points. They're inside of that third hill to go for the triple cap domination. Ticking down. Detox is not going to make it. 3-3. We find ourselves now in a best-of-3 situation. First team to win 2 rounds is going to win this map number 1, Blaze. And I mean, this is almost a coin flip. This is riding the edge of a lightning bolt.
And Identivez, 10 kills, 11 assists, but also 10 deaths. He is in every single fight all around this map, trying to do everything he possibly can to lock this one in for his team. And, you know, as with a scoreline like that, you can also tell that he's probably being very vocal as well. You know, you can almost assume that he brought some top-level strategy over towards his Rebel squad. And just his presence alone is making his team better. And it's shown over these last few weeks. You know, with us seeing them in emergence days and in a few of these tournaments. Now, you will be able to see, you're going to see a block come through. So this is once again, Rebel saying, we want to get this in bar without you having your shock grenade. So good usage of the block now, I'll say.
Excellent.
Here we go. Let's see if it comes out in their favor. Danny will throw the flash across the middle winch. He's going to get pushed up, though, by Shock. Shock hits that first big brick. Shot over the cover. Demise will get the down. Now you see Shock move up. They get the first kill on a Danny. Now a second. They're going to be able to push back up. That's 2 kills already. Kardia last alive for Rebel up top. He's going to go down. M-Bar will be going into the hands of Elevate unless somebody... There it is. Detox has picked it up now. 2-to-1 hill advantage, and they're threatening the triple cap domination. And the way that these hills are spread on Harbor, it's going to be very hard to get into that hill to get that first break. Danny, though, is going to be there after getting that down. They clean up the kill. You can hear the M-Bar charging. You have to be aware of it. You might want to watch where your head is. There's a shot on a demon. Body shot, though. Only going to get a lot of damage. Not going to get a kill, and it's not active, so he doesn't even get the stun. But they're going to set up here, going for that last shot to connect. Detox will make the body shot work for him, and now he's going to push up. He needs a little bit of damage, and he'll get the kill onto Demon. And even with the retake from Rebel looking strong right now, I am not sure they're going to be able to come away with this, because you can see the 3 members of Elevate swarming the E-Hill.
Yeah, they're swarming, but there's also 3 members of Rebel up on this side of the map, and it's a 1v1 that was won across map by Crack. This could go either way, but in the end, it's Elevate who locks in his E-Hill. I will say that, you know, now since we're kind of towards the second team fight, Rebel, man, they got to play more defensive off that start. Identivez got a bad bounce off his flash grenade, which made them lose the initial. But even after all of that, man, they still have the lead here currently in this moment. They're about to dominate their opponent. They have to get this kill on Detox, and they should get it without any problems whatsoever. Now, they're going to start playing for their opponent's home hill.
Up by about 50 points or so, 2-to-1 hill advantage. Kardia will have the winch control. He's going to be looking for people to come back off of spawn. He sees 2 of them already. That's the call out they need. They know that 1 player's still dead. So they know where pretty much all the numbers are. They know where they can rotate and where they have to be and what lanes they have to shut down. And it looks like they're going to set up for a defensive stand here. Shock will throw that flash, but get shut down very quickly. About 8 to 9 shots connecting by Kardia. I think they're going to have to rotate that 3rd player up here now. There's a down on the Detox. The quick revive comes through. 2nd down. He's on his last life. 1 more down and an out. And Blaze, the 1v1, though, has been won by Elevate down at the home hill, but it's not enough. Now they have to push up. They've got to get a decap at E if they want to win this round.
And Demise is flanking. He's wasting no time. His team's being patient. Demon with the collat right there. Picks up 2. Elevate will pick up 2 of their own. 2v2 scenario. E-Hill is going to be decapped there for Elevate, but also you see the rotation from Rebel. They lock in both home hills, and great job to work smarter, not harder. Identivez puts a Botox shot on both these players. He's feeling confident in his 1v2, and rightfully so. Gets it down, gets a trade. Even though the kill isn't cleaned up, the rotation across the map here.
I just love how quiet it got for a second. Like, everybody's dead, nobody's near a hill. We needed 4 more points, and all we get to hear is the pitter-patter of swarm feet up to the E-Hill.
Just Kardia running towards E. I got it, guys. Don't worry.
Sir, there should have been like Benny Hill playing in the background as he's running or something, because that was just straight comedy for me to be able to watch, because all those fights come out and nobody really wins any of them so solidified that they were able to get that triple cap domination or even get that final 250 points that they needed. You just heard somebody having to run to the E-Hill. Now we see Danny hovering over. There's the Retro Lancer for the favor of Rebel. Meanwhile, top side of the map, it looks like Elevate. I think you got to go real quickly up to that M bar and either halftime. No, what are you going to do here? What are you doing? What are you doing, Elevate? Because you ain't much you can do, brother. You already got both of your utilities. You can't do much more than make them 60 seconds. There's the disable.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Get the users disabled now. If they wanted to save it for the last round, that's just kind of scary. You got to use it now. Show your opponent how you properly block out their shock grenade and put yours to maximum use. Player 2 shock will be grabbing the shock, huh? How ironic is that? Now, at this point, I gave Rebel criticism off the last round because I thought they played too aggressive having that shock. When you got it, you need to bait your opponent in a little bit closer, get that shock behind them, cut them off from their teammates, pick up some free kills, and we see multiple members on the side of Rebel have gone down. Danny is the last one standing. That's going to make it 4 down, and that's a great start there for Elevate.
4 down. They're going to have everybody coming off of respawn as fast as they can to try to play some defense for what is left of this round, because you can see Elevate didn't even push up. They were going to leave themselves in a position to win this right off rip by just playing defense, and that's a beautiful job.
Beautiful job indeed. Now, Shock's going to have another weapon with electricity in his hand, the M-bar.
Throwing fire.
Missed that one. Has a few shells left in hand. His teammates get him flanked. He's trying to give him the call out, but he's going to have 3 of his opponents in front of him in a right-hand advantage. He's going to put shots in and keep continuing to back up. Try to allow his teammate to help him out, and Tidy's able to pick up one, but he's like, Shock, where did you go? I'm still fighting. I need you, brother.
Tidy picks up that meat shield now, goes to the snub shots out, triple cap domination being threatened. You see Danny trying to all he can. He's going to get 1 kill, but go down to the extra advantage, that meat shield and the snub and the damage out by Tidy. Beautiful job. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gears Pro League Split 2. We've got our first round 9 on the books, ladies and gentlemen, because right here on Harbor, Elevate, Rebel, a lot closer than I'm pretty sure a lot of the chat and everybody here was thinking, as we can see it coming down to a round 9 on map number 1. What will both teams decide to place out here? This is going to be a very big placement, I believe, for both teams.
A very big placement indeed, man, because, you know, you have an incendiary grenade on the map. If you are going to be Elevate, you almost got to upgrade your Retro Lancer so you can have one of those nades of your own. Now, if they want to keep the Retro Lancer down, possibly put a weapon center line down low if they want to use the Retro Lancer to defend it, they could. But that insta-kill potential with a shot, with an incendiary grenade versus that Retro, I think in a 1v1, an incendiary grenade should win at least 8 out of 10 times there if you did put a weapon. So I like the placements. M-bar is going to be spawned up every 60 seconds. Everything else is even Stevens, Colin. Here we go, round 9.
Who's going to be able to come away with this initial flash and smoke out here at the Witch? First shot on by Detox. Gets a lot of damage on a Danny. Now he gets the kill. He's going to slide into Crack, though. Incendiary out. Almost catches Crack slipping. He's going to be able to back up, maybe play some defense. But Tidy again with the snub. Tidy so accurate with that thing. He's a damn near sniper with it. He gets the down. But Kardia, thankfully, is on the flank. Gets the down with the Lancer. Able to clean up the kill and save his teammate. Now we have a 2v2 along with the last member from both teams trying to come up to help out. Crack, though, finds himself a double back-to-back for Crack. Will get the M-bar and help try to solidify this round. Detox trying to be sneaky and come through the smoke. He gets sniffed out like a rat, and Crack shuts him down as well. This, ladies and gentlemen, was a huge initial for Rebel to try to win this map number 1.
A huge initial indeed. Now Crack's going to sit up top stern. He has plenty of marks from his teammates. They know exactly where all 4 players are on the map. So nobody's behind them. They're all in front. So Rebel is in a beautiful position to close out this map with the power weapon in hand. But they have to make these plays. And we already see Elevate. They've already came out of spawn with the smokes and shot. He couldn't dance his way past the M-bar. He tried to stutter step, make him miss a shot, couldn't do it. Now Crack's getting aggressive down here. He knows that he may be in a bad spot. Does not want to give up this advantage in a power weapon, but Detox, he finds an opening, Colin.
Detox and Tidy now are around Crack. Crack pushed up so hard. He's put him and his teammate in a bad position. They're going to get flanked out. They're going to get taken down. Demon has to win this 1v very quickly. He's going to get the kill there with the incendiary on to Detox, but Crack and Kardia, they're down. The secondary M-bar has been picked up by Tidy. Now Tidy trying to look down at Danny. Hits the headshot, ladies and gentlemen. Puts him down. The map has been flipped. One more shot will put down Demon. There's a kill. That's the hill. Ladies and gentlemen, Elevate find themselves in a position to come back in map number 1 and win it 5-4. This is beautiful job by them. No give up, no quit. And ladies and gentlemen, the triple cap domination ticking through. Danny will get another touch, but it is going to take a Herculean effort. You're going to have to turn water into wine and start walking on water, but it will not be. Not today. Our first round 9, back-to-back rounds go in favor of Elevate. 5-4. They win map number 1.
Woo-wee! Off the back of that man on your screen, you see him pushing that weight. Detox, he was the player to make the play in that final round to get his teammate back stern, to get him to embark and map control. Now, we saw Rebel in a defensive stance with 2 hills to their name. They had the power weapon, Colin, right? And we're looking at it like they see all 4 members of Elevate on their screen. No way in hell Elevate wins this uphill battle. Then Crack, he gets an embark kill on Shock. He's out the game. So where the hell did Rebel mess up in all of that? They gave up the high ground, okay? You saw Crack rotate down, I do believe, with Kardia. They got into a fight with Detox. They was trying to put that pressure on them, but all they had to do was sit top stern. Wait for the remaining few players to push them, hit those embark shots, get free kills. But since they gave up the height advantage, Detox made a big play. He saw the opening, wrapped up top stairs, had right-hand advantage. Him and Tidy win the fight. They get the power weapon, ultimately get the trip cap domination in the end. And it just shows small blunders like that can throw away the whole round when you play so well off the start.
Little movie recommendation for everybody playing for Rebel right now, all 4 of them, from Danny, Crack, Demon, and Kardia. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. If you learn anything, listen to my main man, Obi-Wan Kenobi. He'll let you know. It's over. I've got the high ground. Blaze has just told you don't give up the high ground. Obi-Wan would have told you not to give up the high ground. But here you are, giving up the high ground. I don't know. What do I got? Who? For what? When?
And that just shows the discipline that you need in 4v4. Because even though you have a man advantage and it's looking sweet, it can get sour on you super quickly. And Detox made Rebels lip pucker. And they're going to be puckered up until they get to the second map.
Ooh, things are getting tight over there right now. And Rebel, they've got to win back-to-back maps now. And that's no easy task. I mean, look, I know both of us and the chat went for Rebel, but Elevator no slouches. We tried to touch on it in the pre-show. A duo from Hive, a duo from those old teams of past, whether it be for Kansas City Pioneers. Hell, Detox and Shock have been playing together since, I think it was like the first event of, not the first event of Gears 5, but the first open event of Gears 5. They are a long-time duo. That is a dangerous thing to see when 2 different duos come together, all that chemistry, all of that leadership and veteran experience. It's just really hard to battle against that when they can play together so well. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, on your screens. 5-4 there on Harbor. We're going to map number 2, which is Asylum. And I talked about it in the pre-show. This is a very dangerous map, if you ask me, for Elevate, because I believe Rebel has 4 of the best players to play this map on. We're going to have to find out, though. There's got to be, I mean, they've got to be feeling themselves right now. This is going to be a hell of a tall task for Rebel. They need to refocus and regain and recompose.
Yeah, they definitely do, man. You know, looking at this, you're going to have on this current Elevate team, strategy from Hive and then strategy from a former Rise Nation, okay? Coming together to play Asylum. Even though you could be very aggressive here, fight your fights, you know, do these 3-man rushes, counter towards tracks if you want to. But as we know, Asylum starts off very slow. We're going to be paying close attention towards the 1v1 at Pavilion, 1v1 up top on at the entrance on streets. Now, if Rebel wants to win this one, they got to get some rounds here in the first half when that neutral hill is down low on B. Because I think the second half of Asylum is going to play in favor of Elevate. Because as I mentioned, 2 former players from the Hive roster, 2 former players from Rise Nation. They have a lot of strategy in the late game that can work out for them.
And one of the things that's definitely going to be very interesting to me to see, like you said, Asylum starts off very slow. And this is one of those things where I think Rebel has to make it to the second half with a point lead. Because one of the things that we just saw that Elevate was very good at doing was getting Rebel off of their spots, getting them to give up lane priority, getting them to give up their positioning. And that Trax fight, that doesn't necessarily always come to fruition because you got the extra lane to come through in that Bat Cave entrance area right there in the middle of the map. But that top entrance, that E-hill, there's nowhere to hide from that hill. You come to the second half and you're Rebel and you're losing your positioning to the side of Elevate. Once again, you find yourself in a position where Elevate can get you off of your marker, get you to give up the high ground on that entrance side of the map. It's bad news bears and it's a 2-0, and now you're trying to figure out how do we go from being so hot to not being so not. And now you see this next map is going to be very important for Rebel, not just here in this matchup, but going forward, if you ask me. This is kind of those make or break moments. What are you exactly made of? It might be your first match in Pro League, but you cannot set a tone and a pace where we're really good at initials. We're so good at killing you really close up. But my God, can we not figure out what to do in a setup?
Yeah, and Asylum is the setup is going to be key, and even I would say even setup in the first portion of the round is even more important, because when it comes down to in a 1v1 spots, if you can get your guy kind of caught up in the tit for tat battle, putting out damage to the point where he's rotating at the underpass in Pavilion where the Botox spawn, you can leave him in that fight. Like, okay, you're out of position. You have moved around in such a way that I can quickly leave here and get the 3 seconds that I need to give my team a main advantage elsewhere on the map. You got to play your 1v1s tight. So we're going to see a lot of shifts towards the tracks, and that's why I say setups is going to be key for the first half of Asylum. But this is, like we said, this is an important map for Rebel. I think if we go to distance, map number 3 is District, if I'm not mistaken there. And with it being District, we're gonna see a lot of those team fights to start, right? You can send 3 players towards top cinema. You put a drop shot early down. You can have them towards bandstand, and Identivez and Demon may work out really well in those fights. Okay, they get all their opponents in front of them. They don't have to think too much. All they got to do is slay out, and we'll see if that works out for Rebel. But they have to get through Asylum first, and we may all be looking foolish, okay? The entire chat that predicted against Elevate, the both of us, because if this Elevate squad plays how we think they're going to play, Colin, this is going to be a hot 2-0.
I mean, I don't know how else to say it. I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. It wouldn't be the first time I'm wrong. It's not going to be the last time I'm wrong. It's not going to be the first time I look dumb. And I can guarantee you it ain't going to be the last time I look dumb. If you see this face, you know it looks dumb every time it opens its eyes and says, hello, good morning, how are you, world? All right, so I just hope that we go into that map number 3. I hope we can give that to everybody at home because, look, nothing says Gears Esports better than map 3s. I mean, the intensity of it, the way that those teams have to fight and battle for each and every round, that is something to me that is the most quintessential Gears Esports thing I can think of, because as you continue to go further in rounds, further in maps, further in matchups, you just ratchet up that intensity, you ratchet up that level of competition, and I think that's what's always set Gears Esports apart. It's a beautiful thing to watch because you can physically see it with your own eyes how these maps get harder and harder for teams to try to gain that extra inch, try to get into that next fight.
Yeah, no, it definitely is getting harder, man, especially with 4v4 too as well. You lose a life, hey, you losing one guy and making it a 4v3 fight, even though it's a consistent 12-second respawn for him to get back into the mix, that guy can completely give your opponent that advantage to be able to push you guys, get the heals in which they need, and completely flip momentum. So you really have to play your life here in 4v4 Gears Esports. And you know what? Hey, I love it because the respawn bank was nice. Yeah, it was competitive. It kind of had some strategy in there. But we're also seeing that even with these players having limited respawns, you still have to protect your life.
And look, I also want to point out one of the things that everybody always has thought when you get to that unlimited respawn is everybody's just going to throw their life away. One of our most brilliant minds and analysts in Ryan Pools has clearly come out and done his research. He sees that you're not really giving up many more lives. It might be one here, one there, but it's pretty evened out. for all these teams, even with the unlimited lives in their bank or at their hands. So now we go to map number 2. Already Rebel with a 2-to-1 hill advantage. Demon in the entrance trying to lance her out, and it looks like Elevate and Rebel are going to trade off homes.
That's what it's almost right. It's looking like that they were. Now you see the aggression there. You got 2 players from Rebel on the opposite end of the map, capping up this C hill. Big fight over here on A as well. Still, Tidy clutches up. Detox able to get a kill as well. So Elevate, they're going to be able to slow down Rebel for now. And then Demise wins a big 1v1 on A. He's going to be able to sit in this position and wait for help to come.
You see he's holding that L trigger. You can see Elevate trying their best to go for the triple cap domination. Rebel coming off of respawn, trying one after the next to get into the hill. But Demise bouncing around, shot after shot, block after block. They are getting kills, which is going to solidify this hill. And Elevate pick up right where they left off. This is 3 rounds in a row for them. They take a 1-0 round count in this map number 2. Beautiful job by them. And right now, I mean, they are making Rebel hold something. I'm not going to say it's their pocket.
Yeah, no. Yeah, well, whatever it is close to their pocket, Colin, but not in their pocket. Now, make sure, folks, if you guys have forgotten, you got Elevate skins, okay? Elevate and Rated R got their skins back in the market. Make sure you go cop those and support the squad. Support all our Gears of War esports teams out there. Now, we're going to see a basic Botox placement here for both these squads. That's going to be standard here. That Botox is going to give each of these teams headshot potential. So that actually is going to slow down the fight here on tracks a bit. Because if you get caught out lancering too much, that Botox, man, it just takes 1 shot to the dome. Hey, clean off.
Now we see the flashes and the smokes are out here down at the bottom of the train tracks. You're going to see Detox push up, goes for the up A on to 1 player. He's going to get meleeed down and taken out. 3-man shot onto the second player of Elevate down there at the main train tracks. Now you see Shock pushing through the middle cut now. He's going to be lancered out. He has to be very careful not to get taken down. And once again, Rebel look like they are set up. They're going to be able to get this 2-to-1 hill advantage, but once again, they cannot give up the lanes. They can't give up that priority because they will come out on down 2-0 if they push up and get too aggressive, because here comes 2 to 3 members right back off of respawn. There's the pushback. Danny's already been taken out, so they have to be careful. Once again, you've lost a player. You get it down there onto Detox. I don't even know if you go for the cleanup or if you let him crawl around and try to just allow for your player to get back off of respawn. You can see on your mini-map, Danny is blocked out. He doesn't have his number there, but he is that 4th player for Rebel. Look at the retake from Elevate. Already springing to life, already springing to action. They get 1 kill. They're pushing up. They're not giving up any action and any ground. Danny's going to have to try to play some serious defense here. He's going to have to back all the way up into the Zappa, but he's already down before he gets inside.
Ooh, Tidy with another big double kill. This team should lock in his home hill without any issues whatsoever. Shock's going to immediately flank both players on track. B should get gapped up without any issue. Can Crack make it in time? He gets into the hill. He goes off to the side, but in the end, he's going to finally go down there, Colin.
What's better than 3, Blaze? 4. That's 4 in a row for Elevate.
Now
This is
Colin,
scary.
it's scary indeed, okay? Now, I might be tripping, but did that hill get moved? The C hill?
It got both A and C look like they came forward, and I'd have to ask Dev, but it looked like they got shifted so that you couldn't just sit on that bench and be either decap or recap. I think they got shifted forward. I'd like to check with the Dev on that because
100%. Because I was looking, I was like, hold up, he made it to the hill already. You know, my Gears instincts from watching so many teams play on Asylum, something was off there for a second, but hey, I'm down for the change. I like it.
I mean, it does make it more interesting when people are going for the triple cap domination. Flashes out. Detox is going to be able to get shot on and down here. You see Danny trying to push up. Once again, Rebel has been proficient at these initials, but they have yet to figure out how to win a mid-map rotation, mid-round rotation, and already down to 2 players. It's a 4v2 on the map. They get that 3rd kill and the 4th kill. They're going to go for another triple cap domination. There's the quick pick by Detox. He says, I got your snipe now, brother. I hope you understand that I'm going to start giving out free haircuts in quarantine time. There's the snub out for Detox, though. He's going to get 1. He's going to get the 2nd. Detox shutting him down as they come in the hill. Elevate by 5 rounds in a row at this point. They are 2 rounds away from a 2-0, and they are 2 rounds away from me not just scratching my head, but being pissed at myself for ever picking against Detox and Shock.
Oh man, the entire community will be scratching their heads on this, so we're gonna all have to just take it on the chin and give Elevate their love if they come out on this with a 2-0 victory. Because when I tell you, pretty much everybody, 98% of the entire community, from top to bottom, they all said Rebel was gonna come out on top with this one. So Elevate proving us all wrong, showing us what this squad is made out of, and showing us how far they can potentially go this pro league. As we know, the sniper's already down. We got some incendiary grenades being built up here for the side of Elevate. Talon pistols are also going to be down on the map as well. Let's see what is the Rebel going to be able to do with this utility, because they have to stop the snipe pickup, and they also have to dodge this incendiary grenade.
Danny full red inside of the entrance. He has to be careful not to go down right here. Voltok out, trying to get a shot on. Won't be able to get anything right there. I mean, I think he got the body shot, excuse me.
Yeah.
Got the body shot onto Detox, but it didn't even scare him away. Detox is going to pick up that snipe with 5 shots in the bag, but you see 2 kills come out for Elevate. That's going to answer things. That's going to even things right on up. Demon, though, has a 1v in his home. Now he's allowing for his teammate to come in to help him. Demon's going to go down from behind, though. That body shot from Detox. I love that strategy. Look, yes, it's cool to get headshots. Yes, it makes highlight reels and everybody gets excited in chat, but sometimes all your teammate needs is for you to hit them somewhere. Just do the damage for any shot whatsoever with that thing.
Yo, aim for the chest and, you know, let the magnetism do the rest, okay? Shoot. Hell, but most importantly, just put out that damage. At this level, you just got to make sure you connect with all those shots. And Detox, he is no stranger to getting headshots, folks. We all know that one. Big kill for him. He's going to allow his team to secure the B hill, rotate towards their opponent's home hill. They've found Identivez. They've caught him off guard. They know that his respawn is going to be staggered just a bit more. So they're going to use their numbers to get to this hill, get the kills, and lock in this round.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is Tidy. Get a little out of pocket with that. You still got 1 round to go. All right, I wouldn't start that nonsense. But look, that's 5 rounds in a row. That's a 4-0 for Rebel.
Yo,
and
Shock has 1 kill and 14 assists.
Yo, do it to him, Big Shock. Show him that assists matter, okay? Assists matter.
Hey, Tidy's the main slayer on this map right now.
Tidy's the main slayer of my life right now. Look, my pick is I'm already 1-1 at this point. Unless some miracle happens and Rebel turns this around, I is dumb. I is silly for this.
Oh my God. I is silly indeed, okay? I is silly indeed. Now here we go.
Who gave Shock 120 frames per second? That's my concern. Who let him have it?
Who let him borrow the Xbox One for the Pro League, all right? Because I know he ain't got one, okay? But hey, he made sure to get one when he needed it, even if he got to borrow it, because hey, Gears of War, man, on console at 120 frames is a completely different game. Yeah, that'll solve a lot of your problems. Make sure you pick up that new Xbox. Now, off this initial here, Rebel got a lot of kills, Colin, but the team killed it. Identivez. He's going to take out his young Slayer and Demon, but he's got a big 1v1 against Tidy. He's going to hold his ground for now, but Tidy knows that he needs to push forward. He could contest that kill. He's going to go down. And the dust is going to settle. Tie game. Nobody has E just yet, Colin.
We see Danny push up. He's going to try to find somebody in the area to Lancer out. He's going to be pushed on, though, by Shock. Shock is trying to push up on him. Little wiggle waggle for both players. Love the screen shake, but Shock comes away with the extra shot and the kill. The E-Hill has gone in favor of Rebel. But this is going to be pure domination by Elevate because they have a man advantage up at the fight right now, and Rebel has to rotate somebody in there. All 4 players of Rebel are back up, and they're going to be flying at that E-Hill to try to stop this retake from right now. See them?
All right.
Shots come out. There's a down by Crack. That's a good start. They go in for the revive. Tidy's going to try to escape with his life, but he goes down. Kardia will pick one up on the up A attempt by, I believe, Demise. And now they're holding off. Very stout defense at this point, but this is an incredible little battle we have going on at E Blaze, and it looks like Rebel might come away with it.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Shot got a big meat shield. He goes for the chunk, but just a few percentage away from picking up that kill and having to fight a meat shield in a 1v1 to Demise get there. Now E-Hill transfers over back to Rebel. and they're going to get this one locked in as multiple players that Elevate coming off respawn. The sniper is going to play a huge part into this next push because we know it is on the map. And with 2 players from Rebel shifting down low, it must be coming up soon.
Big shot on by Demon. Helps finish off a lot of damage, but not any downs or kills just yet. Elevate in the E-Hill. They're going to go for that decap. They can come away with a retake if they just put 2 players in it. There it is. There you go. Get back in the hill and help your teammate out. Tidy with the Molotov is going to go over for the revive. Danny now tries to push up. He's going to be in the area. Tidy almost leaves his teammate, and he does leave his teammate. Demise is going to get picked up as a meat shield here. Elevate has won the fight down low, though, and I believe that's going to be Detox that could rotate in, go for a flank, maybe even go for the home hill. He's got the long shot out. Detox is just checking corners, trying to find anybody he could come in contact with, but the E-Hill will go back in favor of Elevate, and that's going to give him right back the win condition, ladies and gentlemen. 30 seconds to go. And this could find ourselves in a 10-4, 5-0 second map situation.
You asked me, they had the win condition when Detox got sniped, okay? Because, you know, you're going to see him play this wide portion of the map, get as many angles as he can. With double trains coming, he's just going to have to hold off. But Rebel's going to use his opportunity, try to push up top. The incendiary grenade is going to block off a crucial spot, forcing those players of Rebel to go out wide. But the flank from Danny, Detox from downtown to save his teammate. Misses the body shot, but he may be able to get the kill clean up. He knows he has it down, but will he make it in time?
No,
He
it's
get
gonna
one
go over
more.
to the Cog side. There's the headshot, but the hill goes in favor. Rebel finds their first round, Blaze.
Barely.
It took everything. I mean, like, the kitchen sink is laying at the E-Hill right now because they threw that at them as well in that round to not get 5-0. They were like, not today. We're not handing out the first top 5-0 on Pro League Live. All right?
Nah, it can't be us. Can't be us indeed. Well, you know, folks, hey, if you want to give Rebel your energy, there's more than one way to do it. You can also support them by picking up their weapon skins in the chat. Well, picking up their weapon skins in the game and show them some love because they are definitely clean.
They are definitely clean. That
The
Pearl white
rebellion.
with the double maroon slit, like cut through in the
I
front of
love
the
white and
Lancer.
red weapon skins.
That's so pretty. It's just so clean, so crisp. Here we go, though. Round number 6 coming up here shortly. Both teams will go to pick up their incendiary. Rebel, though, trying to get a couple of shots on here to try to stop them from getting that long shot out of that entrance. Danny is going to have to throw the incendiary, but he's going to go down as well. Detox with 2 kills to his name already, pressing up onto the home hill of Rebel. They're going to get that decap. They have the down at E, and I think Detox, you should have stayed in the hill, my man. You can shoot him over the cover, but I like the thought process. You're going to get the meat shield. There's the shot punch out. Crack is going to get that kill, but it's not going to matter. 5-1. Rebel wrap up a 2-0, put a bow on it, and shut Rebel down and shut everybody up here in Pro League Day 1. And
Bro,
Tidy,
he wasn't even 15 seconds in a round, and he already got 3 kills, and he's on his opponent's home hill. He wasted no time, but when this dust is settled, it was Tidy, man. Tidy and Detox, they turned up on this map. Elevate, they shut us all up with a hot 2-0 victory over Rebel, man. And Colin, if this is what we get to see out of this Elevate squad, I'm excited to see how they're going to progress throughout the season, since we saw that out of them today.
I mean, you could say that they elevated their play since Pro League qualifiers.
I like it. I like it. I think we can roll with that one.
Let's go. Let's go.
Punch it in.
Let's get it. Let's get it, baby. Put it on a t-shirt. Put it on the presses here tomorrow. But look, I think the number one thing we can take away from that is just how coordinated Elevate looks right now. I mean, this is a level of coordination with a lot of talent that we haven't seen in a very long time out of these 4 players. Shock and Detox bouncing around from teams. Hive, we really storied their struggles through the last couple of pro leagues. Now all of a sudden, Tidy and Demise find themselves with Shock and Detox. And I mean, sometimes a change of scenery is good. I know the grass isn't always greener on the other side, but it's not necessarily yellow over there either. And right now, it's looking like a pretty pasture for all 4 of those players coming out with a beautiful 2-0 victory over the side of Rebel. And was there anything that you could really point to, Blaze? I mean, other than Detox and Tidy popping off, I mean, like, is there anything that really stood out to you about that either scared you for Rebel or made you very excited for Elevate's future?
What made me excited for Elevate's future was that the confidence in which I saw Tidy playing with, okay? Because if you look at some of the previous roles in which he played on other squads, and, you know, it almost kind of seemed like he could be like a scapegoat, but He is a vocal leader. He has stepped up his slaying. And in 4v4 Gears of War, I think he's going to make a big impact. And for a while, I was like, okay, who's the main slayer of the squad? It's definitely Detox, man. Detox shows no fear. He plays a lot of these friend spawn positions. He's consistently at the top when it comes down to getting kills. And Demise and Shock, we know that those guys are jacks of all trades. They can do it all. I'm liking this Elevate squad. And when we hear 4v4 Gears Esports, I kind of thought that we were going to see the classic Hive. TJ, Noe, Tiny, Demise is 4v4. You don't have to worry about a fifth. But, TJ and Noe playing with Enzo and Solis, they are up under the Hive banner. We get to see them in our next matchup go against E United, and as they are finally back into the Pro League as an organization. Now, they get the Hive name, but on the flip end, you got Tidy and Demise. They also get two great players in Shock and Detox. And as you said, sometimes change is a good thing.